Hello everyone, it is July 18th, 2014, and welcome to the Hearthstone Daily. It is daily number 6. So today's topic, we're going to take another crack at our Deathwing control Paladin, because that was a lot of fun the other night, and just spend some time on the ladder to see how that goes. Alright, I had a huge blast with our daily yesterday. It was a lot of fun, especially playing our best of 5 with Ted, and then also spotlighting the deck to begin with. It seemed quite fitting that for the final game, we would finally get to see some Deathwing play. So once again, just taking a look at our control deck, what we're running here. It's pretty stacked with cards. I did just hit level 40 on my Pally, so I got the golden version of True Silver Champion. Fantastic. And we're just going to experiment a little bit more with this deck. I've seen some other variations, particularly looking at the Koyuki control Paladin, which is similar to this. I will say the major difference here is that my deck is a little bit more stacked in the late game compared to Koyuki, and it's kind of the other way around. But also worth noting, I use Harvest Golems, wherein the typical deck goes for Fairy Dragons, which I'm actually going to go for instead, just to try it out. I do note that in a lot of times when I want to really play the Harvest Golem to deal with early aggression, it doesn't end up working because I have to wait until turn 3 or turn 2 on a coin. Wherein I can Fairy Dragon foreseeably on turn 2 if I go second, or turn 1 if I go second, and turn 2 if I don't. So it's a much better card to trade and gain board control, and then also I can grab aggro with it as well and not waste my Wild Pyromancer on that in most plays. So let's take a crack at the ladder to see what's going to happen. This is going to be a little bit shorter of a daily, only 2 parts. And tomorrow you'll probably see some arena play, most likely. But I've really been neglecting ranked play lately, and I really want to climb the ladder as much as I can in this season. Super psyched for Noxtrimus as well. It's July 22nd, it releases. I'm saving up my gold, as you can see. Not that I have to for the first month. It is free, but when Wing 2 comes out, I'm gonna want to buy that. This is an awful, absolutely awful hand. But we have Peacekeeper. He's good. These are pretty terrible. Deathwing is about the worst card we could ever have in an opening hand, since he should foreseeably be the last card I ever play in a situation where I have no other cards left. But the Druid didn't play a field to start with, so we can kind of start getting ahead. He probably will hero power to control our minions, but that's okay. Monster is so good. If he doesn't, I'll be interested in what he's up to. He might Wild Growth, that's pretty popular now. But nope, he is going to Shapeshift to take down our 1/1. That's fine, because as far as I'm concerned, by summoning that guy, we saved our life by 1. Which is 100% worth in my book. We could summon a Peacekeeper, but I'm going to hold that out, particularly because Druids have such powerful high drops. If this is going for a typical ramp Druid, he'll probably go for more of the, is it Unleash the Wild? Or the card that makes 3 Treants come out with charge, and then use Ferocious Roar on it, or whatever it's called. In which case, late game, we're really going to want to have some Taunters, because that's 14 damage total, I believe. No, 12 damage total, which is still a lot. Plus, I believe the hero as well, so that is 14 damage total. Alright, we can bring out the Fairy Dragon. I'm also going to summon another dude. Claw would not, or Swipe would not save him now, because he cannot target our Fairy Dragon, making it, in my opinion, one of the best value offensive cards in the game. Okay, he's gonna Claw to take care of it. He's not gonna armor up once more, though, so I'm wondering what he's gonna play. Okay, well, we had a play mistake on the Paladin's part. He really should have armored up first, would have saved himself from damage. But we can get a nice little board out and start handling them. We don't particularly have a really good turn 6 play, so maybe we can... Oh, that's going to get Face Manipulator. For sure. Thank you. I'll pop his shield. And just sit on that for now. Next turn we can take care of it with the Hammer of Wrath. And a Peacekeeper if he doesn't elect to go for our minions. Pretty happy with the pace of this game, though. Card advantage wise, we're about similar. He has maybe a slight advantage. No, actually we are... No, he does have a 1 card advantage over me. But board advantage is without question in my favor. Okay. Taking some damage, that's fine. And dropping a Druid of the Claw. Oh, Starfire. Alright, so he's gonna not go for a complete board wipe, but he is gonna run some cards out to get rid of us. That's fine. He did not elect to go for our Shieldmaster, which is perfect because we can buff our board, draw some cards. By lowering his attacks to only 1, we take minimal damage and deal with that quite handily. Since we've taken no damage, I probably will go for Tyrion next turn. Although I suppose... Actually, Rag would be a much better play. I'll go for that. And I do feel like I should tap his shield, even though I'll lose a minion. Because on the off chance that Ragnaros will hit him, we want him to be able to kill him. And there we go, we keep board control. A bit of a gamble, but we really didn't have enough mana to tap that shield without losing a minion, unfortunately. Okay, an Alarmer Bot. We're going to have to get rid of that Alarmer Bot, which shouldn't be a problem, because we do have a champion in our hands. He's also not getting rid of Ragnaros, so that means we are in absolutely fantastic shape. In fact, we're in such good shape, I'm going to Azure Drake first to get some card draw. Equality, that'll be really useful for all of his late game plays. And we'll just make sure he can't summon out one of his big nasties with his bot. Alarmer Bot is a really fun card. I don't think that it's meta competitive in any case because it's kind of too random. And it's too easy to deal 3 damage of health. It's just too easy. Okay, Iron Bot Protector, awesome. Drawing a big game hunter would be great. Nope, that's alright. We can equality to take care of it, but I don't really want to lose that much. So what I think we'll do is simply Hammer of Wrath and hit him with our shield, or sword. And while we have the spell damage, I'm going to go ahead and Avenging Wrath for the 9. Hit him with the 4. And that's game. And that's how the Deathwing Control Paladin works. It steamrolls people, foe to win. We're going to move back up in rank 13, the highest of the season for me so far. Grabbing that nice gold, and we'll move into our next game. I really like the Deathwing deck. I think that the Fairy Dragon definitely helped us a lot. He did deal with it right away, but the fact that we have a play early game can really help us. We literally don't have any early game minion to play in our entire deck. That truly will get its worth with this deck because it's so late game focused, it's so control focused, and so little board presence early game. One of the things I have kind of considered is throwing in that extra Wolf Rider, just for some damage, for removal mainly, and also to grab the win if we can. But I'm going to go ahead and turn on my deck tracker, because I forgot to turn on my overlay, and that's not good. Alright, not now. And is this it? Yep. It's named the wrong thing. It is the... It's not late game Armageddon. It is taking a long time to find a match, though. We switched out Harvest Golem for the Fairy Dragon. Okay, our opponent failed to connect. That's fine. He's probably afraid. He's heard of us. And I'm wondering... Okay, we're disconnected. I wonder what that's about. See you in a minute, guys, when I find out what's up. Oh, here we go. Launch. We did not lose internet. Alright, I'll give me a minute while I figure out what's up here, and then we can jump back into it. Alright, viewers, we've hopped back in, and now let's continue our quest through the ranked play ladder. Kicking butt, taking names, and always tipping our waiters and waitresses, as a good American should. Okay, so far we are 1-0 on our daily. See how far we can get. Ooh, we don't need any of that. That's terrible. Once again, I will note just how many rare cards this deck does use. It's not uber accessible for new players, but you can, of course, find variants of this deck with less difficult to obtain cards. Got that Fairy Dragon starting out. That'll be useful, I'm sure. Greetings. I think we forgot to greet our last opponent.
Well met.
We're playing Igor, who has no idea that a Fairy Dragon was on the way. Had no idea. And he cannot Shadow Vault or Soulfire him. Okay, we're probably playing a Hand Lock. They're really popular right now. But if we can kind of blast him down before he can play a Giant, we should give it a shot. We do have a big game Hunter in our opening hand, so that's extremely fortuitous for us. And there is a Twilight Drake. Okay, we have some options. I think we probably should trade with it. We can't kill it, but the Hammer of Wrath also wouldn't seal the deal. So we're gonna trade up our field and take down the Drake. We are definitely playing a Handlock. I'm hoping for an Azure Drake or a Sinjin this next turn. Ooh, Farseer would also be a good draw. Oh, another Drake. Justice demands retribution. There we go. There's our bro. I will go ahead and tap him just to help our Sinjin out a little bit. Probably will trade anyway, which is fine, as Hammer of Wrath with a Thalnos next turn can take him out if he elects not to hit us. Okay. We also have a Wild Pyromancer in case he plays another guy. Ooh, tough luck. Lucky for us, though, we came with a plan. Alright, so that will not wipe his entire board, but that does give us a present, and if and when he kills us, we'll get to draw another card. And I will probably Cairn Bloodhoof, or possibly Guardian of Kings next turn, depending on what he plays. His health isn't quite low enough to start playing his Molten Giants, so a Mountain Giant it is. Which will get big game huntered quite readily. And we will have a value play. Dropping the Hammer of Wrath with a card draw, and going in for the kill. I did play a couple of rematch games with Tad last night. He did play a Handlock both games, and took both of them from me playing this deck, so I'm still trying to figure out where the Deathwing Control Paladin really stands versus Handlock Warlocks.
So many possibilities.
Next turn I'll probably... Ooh, that's tough luck. I'll probably face his Manipulator that, and kind of let him have the move. Or I could double up. I could Azure Drake, Alder Peacekeeper. That seems like a little bit of a better play. Alright. Should I hit him?
Your soul shall suffer.
I want to elect not to, just in case he mortal coils me again, but I'm thinking that
Gotcha.
as it stands now, that's not a huge threat. Because he'll just hit me anyway if he wants to kill me. So I might as well control his options with that shield. Ooh, big mana removal. Probably gonna trade here. Well played, sir. Alright. Value consecration. We do not have enough to drop our Karn, but that's alright. We can on the morrow. I do believe that Handlock does run Hellfire. Oh, there it is. But as it hurts him as well, and we readily have restoration powers, I'm not particularly afraid. Nice Eterian. He's already ran out his Owl. He may be running 2, but I think most variants only run 1. I know that the Handlock deck does run 2 Sun Fury Protectors, which we'll have to watch out for, but I don't particularly think that play will help him too much unless played on a Giant. And since we have Equality and Wild Pyromancer, if we really get into trouble, we'll be fine. Okay.
That was a mistake.
To another Equality. I'm tempted to You know what? I am just gonna play up a board. Run a little bit of control. And let him handle it from here. Another Siphon Soul would hurt me, of course, but at least I'll get an Ashbringer. We still have a Lay on Hands and a Guardian in our decks, as well as our Earthen Farseer. Hurting himself even more. He's almost undoubtedly running Jiraxis for when he gets too low. But by the time that happens, we should be in fine shape. Ooh, nice. Alright. Kind of figured a reset was the best play there. He could kill us with a Leroy paired with Power Overwhelming twice. That could kill us. I don't think he has very many plays that can kill us, though. I think we might have this win in the bag. Oh, there's the Lay on Hands. Do we Lay on Hands now, though? I do figure wiping his board's probably the best play. And this will set us up with the cards we need once again. We're at an unkillable health range, I believe, and we're still in great shape to finish him off in the next couple turns. If not next turn. Okay, he's less off. He could drop those Giants with Taunter. That's possible. A lucky Ragnaros will kill him. Oh no! Is that it? Is that it? What else could you do? You're a warlock. Do you have a buff and didn't play it? Because that would be terrible.
Well played. Well played.
Come on, bro. I'm dying of suspense here. Okay. Well played, son. Consecrate to bring him down, and finishing him with Ashbringer. That is a 2-0 Deathwing Control Paladin run so far. We'll do one more game on this part and then go to part 2. So we took care of that handlock handily, and now we can move on, see what's up next. So against control decks, this deck does work particularly well, and it fares decently against aggro, though it can still lose. I want to see how Fairy Dragon affects aggro. Priest, I've had kind of a tough time with because both my deck and their deck likes to go late. And it kind of depends on who gets what cards when. Their control is pretty strong, and since I don't play any cards too early, they save all their control for the end. And that can be kind of tough to deal with at times. Oh, not a great hand by any means. At least now he cannot Thought Steal my Deathwing away, though. That's happened to me twice. I actually lost a game last night when it got to the very end. I was out of cards. He was almost dead. He had no removal left. I played Deathwing, wiped his board, and his last card was also Deathwing, which he had Thought Stole from me on like turn 3. Ugh, it was horrible. Horrible. But that was the situation when a Deathwing would have won the game for me, had he not stolen my Deathwing. And there's Thought Steal. Ha! Can't have him. He could still take Arterion, which would suck. Him getting a Ragnaros would also suck there. Wouldn't be absolutely awful. I'm surprised he didn't drop an early Northshire Cleric. It seems like 90% of games, Priests can somehow magically drop their Northshire Cleric on turn 1. I'm glad to see that didn't happen. Oh, he's taking a lot of cards. We will be okay with that and just keep pressing our board control. He has a lot of our cards now. Oh! Well played, sir. We will go ahead and remove that with our True Silver Champion. Or, you know what? This is better. We'll keep up the card draw. Next turn we can Karen Bloodhoof, who is both at 4 health, so his removal can't kill it, and also, just in general, is a pretty fantastic card for board control when you're not sure what you're going up against, or even if you are. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, that's tough. Lucky for us, we do have an equality. I'm not sure if I want to run our Consecration for that, or a True Silver Champion. I think we can take the damage for now. So we should. I did take a look at a more early game Paladin, an aggro deck this morning while I was at work. And what I really loved is that the deck included a King Mukla, which the creator of the deck was speculating that, well, not speculating, but saying that you can, all the time, play Mukla, give him 2 cards, and then play Divine Favor to draw even more cards, which I thought was just fantastically cool. Alright, we're going to want to clear that if we can.
Let me for justice. Let me for justice.
We could go ahead and just clear it, but by doing it this way, we kind of ensure that he won't be able to heal his guy and still go toe-to-toe with Karn. And if it chooses to hit us, we can always Consecration. Alright, Big Game Hunter, control that up. A Faceless Manipulator would be fantastic. Ooh, that's tough. We're still doing fine, though. Nice, we got a Satyrian. Gonna drop him first. Take out the board. We'll keep things going. He could have gotten another Pyromancer or another Blood Mage, in which case Holy Nova would mess us up pretty bad. Oh, he stole our Peacekeeper. At least he's not silenced. It is nice to note that, of course, when Karen dies and he comes back as Bane, he will have his full attack once again. Alright, what's the best way to handle this? I would like to keep our board if we can. We could, of course, Tyrion. That wouldn't wipe his board, though, and he still hasn't used any of his removal. So I'm thinking we could roll the gamble on an Avenging Wrath. We could even throw out a Pyromancer as well. Which seems like an okay sacrifice here. Oh, and it was too much. But we're still doing alright. A Holy Nova now would mess us up pretty bad. But that's also 5 of his mana. Ooh, a Karn. But is that my Karn or his Karn? That is the question. You know, I think we can just kind of stall out here. Just try and get some damage in. So now we have card advantage. He does have a slight board advantage at this moment, but unless he plays a Holy Nova, our board can go toe-to-toe with his in trades and we'll come out on top, as we have a Karn as well.
Let me change your mind. Let me change.
Oh no! Oh, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. Oh, I hate that. So he stole our Karn Bloodhoof. That seems particularly stupid. But whatever. Okay, so things are not going well anymore. I think we do have to play Tyrion. Try and get a couple of his Karns out of the way if we can. If he has a Shadow Word Death, we are of course in trouble. But we do have enough big guys in our hand, and worst case scenario, if we could run out his deaths now, he won't have anything to handle Deathwing with. Most of our high drops are already gone as well. The hero power hit? Nope. Nope, because that's a Cabal Shadow Priest, and not a Akunai Soul Priest. Okay, we need an equality right now. Oh, we already have an equality. Oh boy. Alright. I'm definitely not gonna Deathwing so early in the game. I do really want him to Shadow Word Death my dude. So I could potentially Deathwing in the future. Okay, I was like, that would have been a waste. I would have been surprised at you. Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't what you planned. Okay, equality is probably the right move here. Equality Consecrate wouldn't be terrible. Let's do that. Oh, we can almost kill him this turn. But alas, we cannot. So I'm going to set up to hopefully beat him next turn. We'll be in good shape. Typically, my explanation of Priest is as follows. Priests make you hate your life, and then they lose. That's just kind of what happens. Now, it's not particularly over yet, but not with that board especially. But the fact that we have some cards like this one, then we can make plays like... Oh, oops. Well, I hope we didn't waste that. We should not have played that Blood Mage. We should have recruited instead, or simply played a second Fairy Dragon. But I thought we had one more mana than we did. Alright, there's that death, so he's got one more death foreseeably in his deck. Ooh. Okay. We are not doing well. We could have Deathwinged there. Didn't particularly think we needed to. Alright, we have 2 health left. I don't think he can take us down. Yes! Alright, we need to not die. It is imperative that we don't die. This got a lot closer than I thought it would. We still have that Deathwing. He has no idea it's coming. He still has a Shadow Word Death. He no longer has a Shadow Word Death. Unfortunately, though, it looks like we can probably finish him off before Deathwing is needed. Might have been a better play there to choose Silver Champion, just in case he could pull off some kind of double Mind Blast kill, which is possible with Priest. I've had a lot of interest in playing a Velen in a Priest deck where I Velen and then play Shadow Word or Mind Blast to deal 10 damage. But I think that's the end.
Well played.
And the Deathwing Pally goes. Undefeated in part 1. Oh, I love Deathwing. Alright, we move into rank 12. Fantastic. And I'll see you guys in part 2 where we will continue our trump up through the ladders. Thanks for watching, guys.